Good morning, everybody. Okay, I'm going to try and cheat time because I'm back to back with clients today and I have to get this out to you today. Tons of downloads this morning, and this video will be the beginning of at least one Lionsgate video, but I sense there'll be more. So, woke up with books and I've been instructed to gather these books and share them with you because they're part of my library that have helped me get here. And we're in this time now of the dissociation from reality. So this is kind of the beginning. I've been talking about existential shifts, and this is the beginning of it. Right, so I'm going to whiz through these books, whiz through the notes, maybe pull a couple of cards, and then go and get on with my day. All right, so and these are in order of old. So this is one of my oldest books, and at the bottom is my newest. This is volume 2. I lent volume 1 out ages ago, and it's still on its way back to me. This was an amazing book because when I bought it years ago, like more than a decade ago, my first thought was, this book is bigger than me and I'm never going to understand it. But as I turned the pages, a different aspect of me is like, yep, yep, yep. And the here now 3D aspect was like, how am I getting this? So prepare to be surprised. That is an amazing book. Number 1. Welcome Home by Sandra Ingerman. This was opening up my shamanic roots. I could talk for ages on this one. This is a key-changing book. And when I read the words out loud, I shift, I open doorways and shift. It's very powerful. It doesn't need to make sense. So this book has been sitting dormant. I've had this for years. It's been sitting dormant for years. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I journeyed into the halls of Amenti, and I read a passage from this book, and the whole field just, I could feel the key code drop in. So again, sound harmonics and bringing it out of the throat. So that's a very powerful book. More Sandra Ingerman and The Invitation. This is Coming Home to the Soul. And look what I found. I don't remember buying this book. The Pleiadian Keys. Dun, dun, dun. Highly recommend that one. Emerald Modem by Richard Leverton is a seminal piece of work. Serious Mysteries. So this is one of the key books, really. My last 3 Lionsgates have been, insert word here. I don't have a word for it. So Serious Mysteries. Books are getting bigger. So The Holy Book of Thoth by Vladimir Shmakov. Sounds like a wet kiss, doesn't it? Shmakov. This is an amazing book. And do you remember I read you that fabulous passage? You need to be multi-stringed to play the harp of eternity for a successful movement on the path of the seeker of truth. You need to sacrifice everything, endure everything, stop at nothing, fear nothing, believe nothing, except the inner voice of the heart. A person should search everywhere, rummage through ancient tomes of mystics, delve into the transcendental research of philosophers, study antiquity and its monuments, draw from musical consonances, live with every leaf in nature, understand all suffering and pacify it, live in a whirlwind of vain light, love and hate, sometimes live in a dream, and swing in the waves of fantasy, sometimes analyze with the cold smile of a skeptic, travel, read novels, love art, understand the charm of barbarism, forever search, everywhere, everywhere search, everything is strung on the axis of experience, and stay warm and clear like a sunbeam, to be calm, cold, motionless as the snow of the Himalayas, to be violent and rebellious as the sea. Such must be the truth seeker. Reader, is that you? I read that passage I don't know when, a couple of weeks ago, and it's the passage from the back of this book, and that was the day that the book arrived. That's the passage that made me buy the book. So this is a very recent book, and it's amazing. It's heavy. It's heavy. But again, it's a key code book, so don't struggle to understand it. And not a book, but a deck of cards. So as I said, I've done an awful lot of work with the Thoth energy. And recently, start of July, 4th of July, actually. So the back of this card is the cross. This is the cross of time and space. This is the universe creating itself. And a workshop found me. And so I did half of this workshop, and I'll speak into that in a moment. But the guy who wrote the big book for this deck of cards is called Lon Milo Duquette. I'll bring him in later. So I'm sharing that deck with you because it's laden. And then I heard go to the blue book. This is not for you, this is for me, but this is a record of like the last 3 Lionsgates for me. So I skimmed through that, and it was just ding, ding, ding. All the pieces dropped into place, and I understood it. I understood what I couldn't find yesterday for the Galactic New Year. So here we go. And leave that there in case I need it. So I'm going to go to my notes. Okay, so that's books done. What is Lionsgate? Lionsgate is an astrological event marking the annual opening of the Sirius Stargate around the 25th of July and lasting until the 12th of August. The entrance being guarded by the Lion of Leo. When Earth and Sun in Leo, physical Sun, align with Sirius, spiritual Sun, an uplift of incoming energies happens. The energy peaks on the 8th of August. 8 representing infinity, balance, and manifestation. And on the 8th, Sirius aligns with Orion's belt. And that's where the alignment happens to the pyramids of Giza, triggering our DNA to evolve. I might say it's already happening. And look at this trine. 8th of August is a 22-13-4. Uranus is a 22-13-4. CERN is a 22-13-4. I'm just saying. Right, so I'm going to share a couple of experiences and an excerpt from a sacred text. So what I've done this morning is I've just listened and grabbed without trying to make sense. So completely suspending the intellectual need to make sense. On the 1st of January 2021, an excerpt from the Corpus Hermeticum came to me, and I've been studying Hermetic principles. It's called The Lament of Hermes from the Corpus Hermeticum. And connected to Asclepius. So Asclepius is Ophiuchus, the serpent entwined staff representing divinity and Kundalini, the Greek god of medicine. And the excerpt is, there will come a time when it will be seen that in vain have the Egyptians honored the deity with heartfelt piety and assiduous service, and all our holy worship will be found bootless and ineffectual, for the gods will return from earth to heaven. 19th of July, 2021. My friend sends me a gift which arrives as I'm on the phone with her. The gift was this. You should have dug it out. Bear with me. In fact, I'll pause the video because it's boring when people search through card decks. Amazing, it was the 5th card in. So while I'm on the phone to her, I unwrap this gift and I pull the first card out. Okay, I can't make this up. And when I read into that, that told me about the 8-8 portal, literally stating the rising of Sirius took place on the 26th of July. So that gives me the window. So from about the 25th, 26th of July until the 12th of August, with the peak on the 8-8, the Orion alignment, that's what it's about. Right, so I'm going to keep that out. I'm going to put that there. So 2020 and 21 were massive acceleration for me at this time. And this morning I realized in my Western natal chart, I have Mars and the North Node in Leo. I think that's why I get really busy at this time of year. So, as you know, after I made the triple conjunction video, I got sick, but it was just the physical effect of a DNA shift. And here I realized something this morning, because there are bits of information. I'm still disseminating what's useful for you and what's just oversharing. And I'm also really mindful of not taking any responsibility for your journey. And I might do that by holding back so I don't freak you out. So I'm letting go of that today, because that honors your journey in a more holistic way. So I'll tell you the real story of what happened with my eyes. So I go to the heart when my eyes started hurting, and then the whole body followed. Why are my eyes hurting? You are seeing for the first time. And then I got ancient eyes and the eye of Horus. What am I seeing? And I got the word epoch. Okay. And I didn't bring that because I didn't want to freak you out. I'm bringing it now. So the eyes started painfully in the left eye. This morning I've woken up and my right eye is swollen just under the tear duct. There's a distinct lump under there. This doesn't freak me out. It's just part of the DNA shift. So to help you understand, so the right eye is the masculine and the left eye is the feminine, representing the moon and the sun. So this is the activation of the fire. This is the sun god Ra coming through. Okay. So this morning, I woke up with two visions. How can a human drink so much fluid? It's insane. I said to my team yesterday, how can a human drink so much fluid and remain parched? And the answer was, well, you think you're human. This morning, Wednesday, the 27th of July, I woke up with two visions. Okay, trigger warning. One vision was Jesus on the cross. Oi. The other vision, that's interesting, the Fool. The other vision was this, which took me back to my study notes. So they're the two visions I had this morning, and a huge realization, which I will bring to you. So I'm going to post the link to the workshop I did with Lonmilo Duquette, because he unpacks this. This starts, yeah, you can't see it, but right in the middle is a dot. And that's the one coming out of the void. The void moving. All right. So, so here it starts. So you remember yesterday I talked about the universe creating the three directions. And again, this mythology in here, which looked like this. Okay, so this is the cross of time and space, and please excuse my crude drawing. I saw the workshop and didn't bother about geometry, I just drew it. Okay, so this is creating the cube of time and space. So space creates a cube within which to build. It's the four receiving the three directions, the three dimensions. And of course, when you open up a cube, you get the cross. And so we take it apart. And I'm not going to go into detail, because if you choose to do the workshop, then you'll understand it. So this is as far as I got. It's with the first circle. So that circle represents the binding of the micro to the macro. So the macro is the cube opened up, that's time, space, and the micro is man, bonded to the cross. Okay. Then at 1 hour, 19 and 48 seconds, yes, I've done the numerology for it, I started to feel sick, and I left the workshop and I didn't go back, because I was tapping into a different energy. It shifts there. Right. This morning, seeing Jesus on the cross and this cross, I fully understood the lie of death on the cross and how wrong use of power has occulted the sacred creation knowledge from the masses by getting them to kneel at the feet of the cross and instead to reach out for salvation and answers, to forget they are divinity to begin with. And a big question came in. It's just shaking the ground. I mean, I'm only minutes into this, and I've had to do another full ground. Oh, my grounding was amazing this morning. And a big question comes in to shake me and maybe to answer why I stopped studying at 1/19/48 when I started to feel sick. And my question is, what if man becomes unbonded from the cross? Is time-space real? You can just freeze your screen on this. I'm just going to hold it up and then read it out well. So this talks about human sentience. Bonded to that 246. And that's it. You have a look at it. It's for you. And then, of course, balancing the masculine and feminine is the Ankh, representing life. It's that balance. It's the balance of infinity. And I'm deliberately going to leave that with questions. That's it. I'm just going to leave it with questions. So let's pull a couple of cards, and I'm going to go to the White Light Oracle. And I'm going to go to my Isis deck. That's going to be, no, it's okay. I've got a little bit of time. I'm cheating time. Thank you. Wow, okay. When did all of those drop out? Okay. A dark phase and struggle is over. A new phase is upon us, one of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is won through boldness and persistence. You have been through much, and now victory is upon you, beloved. For the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. That kind of says it all. Okay. Divine solar return. The physical sun, bringing through the spiritual sun, the birth. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so we have a lot of cards. I'm going to whiz through these. Why whiz? Yes, quite. The Lunar Queen. There is a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles. Cycles of rest and replenishment as essential to balance our actions of power and demonstration. So hydrate, nourish, rest, ground. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you're in a cycle of creation, and for all creation is destruction. Destruction of beliefs, relationships, jobs. Can happen anywhere, wherever it's needed. You're in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Easier said than done. So be gentle with yourself. Okay. The scales of balance. It's interesting because Leo is opposite to, is Leo opposite Libra? You'll have to check that. Balancing give and take. Can I change that to balancing give and receive? Directing and flowing, play and solitude are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and feminine energies. Connection with the body is the most powerful form of healing for the feminine energy, as it holds the secrets to divine feminine wisdom. So dance, sing, and play in the shower. The Temple of Carnelian. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage. It's a repeating Leonian message. Taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. And there's an element of what, this? Do you remember I've been saying, what if it all comes at once and what if it blows you away? So there's the question of receiving and receptivity. How do you receive? The spirit of Isis. She is linked to this activation. Beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go. There are never times to give up. Depends what you're giving up on. See, I'm such a born iconoclast. I question everything. I don't care if it's in print or not. I don't bow. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action. until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible. This is really challenging your beliefs, our beliefs, really challenging our beliefs about what truly did I come here to experience? What truly did I come here to live life through? What's my note? What's my soul song? What's my key? And have I ever sung it? And do I sing it? And where do I sing it? Where do I feel most alive? It's breaking the whole system of obedience, all our 8th house rubbish. It's breaking that whole Capricornian, Scorpion, shared resources. It's breaking it all down. This is interesting. Here we have the Ankh. The message for this basically is be bold and brave and open your arms to receive. A headache. Okay. I'm guided to read the words on the cards. Just turn the light down. When life seems dry, depleted, filled with repetitive tasks, this is speaking into 6th house. Did we speak about that recently? The 6th house of mundane repetition, but where we build the foundation with love and commitment and humility. So it's a kind of house of perfection, if you like. Well, it's Virgo, isn't it? 6th house. Filled with repetitive tasks or simply stagnant and stifled, Isis, mother of life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, difficult circumstances in your life. So that might ask, is there anywhere that you're spiraling around in? I might ask, is there something you're ready to let go of? That might ask, if you let go of that thing, is it the fear of radical change that's causing a pause? Okay, she calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. So definitely, you know, with the incoming energies, it's like all bets are off. With Uranus North Node, Mars in Taurus, all bets are off. So open your arms, open your arms, open your heart. Interesting. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring so as to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. Now, this is Chiron, really, in the 3D world. This is the ability to heal thyself. Okay, this is not about going to war with the dark forces. You can't change the world by fighting it. You can change it by healing it within. This ripples out. Do you remember yesterday there was a card and it was like, what did I say? What was it? Hathor. It was the Hathor card. That's interesting. That makes sense now. It was the Hathor card. Emanation after emanation after emanation of light. That's what happens as you use your elements to bring up, to raise up from the dead, judgment, that which has been exiled, shamed, guilty. This is all moral injury. This is the gut, healing the gut, literally. Using the power of Kundalini to pull it up. Okay. So yeah, it's basically talking about healing. Well, look, this is healing the inner child. And that's going to be in the field. I tell you, I overheard a mother and son walk past the window yesterday, and he was like very sullen. He was very sullen and shut down, and she was wailing at him. How dare you speak to me like this? So that's like the feminine opposite of what happened with my neighbor. You could do that to your father. All this parental guilt that there are limitations of how you can speak in the world because I'm a parent. Fuck that. Speak free. Right. Hmm. Hmm. I can't see where I've thrown it on the floor, but this is taking my mind to the Earth book by Barbara Marciniak. This is telling, what's it this telling me? So 12 obviously is perfect governance. Order, but which order? So 12.3 is the divine blueprint, but I'm getting Earth. This is Earth. This is an Earth-based energy. Hmm. Okay, of course. Of course. The Earth is in this alignment, is in the Lionsgate alignment, and everything's going to get uplifted. Everything. Mm. Mm. So barefoot walking might be particularly delicious at this time, and bringing in the light and pushing it down into the earth to support the earth. Mm. Mm. Sadia magic is seers. Mm. Sun god Ra. Look at all of these antennas. Just, and this is what I was seeing with seals opening, doors flying open in the mind, allowing us to dissociate from the bonding, the bondedness to that Saturnian cross. Don't know where that came from. And to go out in all different directions. That's interesting. Higher heart. Higher heart activation. I sense we might learn something new about the higher heart. To do with its true potential. And how low the heart chakra has dropped in vibration. So what I'm getting is the higher heart has the potential to uplift the whole of humanity. It's really interesting. 24/6. Alpha leads. And what I'm getting from this is how can I say this in a new way that hasn't been said before? To manifest the cross of your own desire and then burn the cross down. Ow. That's energetically linked. I can feel that. To be the alpha of your own space. This is true magician energy. This is what we were when we incarnated. This royalty. The responsibility and the dignity to harness the elements and create without serving any order. It's linked to the throat. Wow. And how the order has knocked the balance of the masculine and feminine out of center by hijacking the masculine and making him work and sending him to war, and hijacking the feminine and taking away her power. Changing value systems. Sacred rapture, 29/11/2. Scary, feels scary, I'm not gonna lie. It felt like too far into matter. It felt like that, like a vortex that has pulled divinity too far into matter. And this is like the 11/2 wants to bounce it back out or bring the light in to elevate it, and letting go of what holds it. Again, letting go of that is what felt scary. One of my oldest decks is called the Messenger deck. And one of the cards in there is overlaying itself onto this. And it's a card called Protect the Wild and the Green. Okay, right. So what this is going to challenge is that kind of sacrificial martyr energy, that it is my moral obligation to share my light in the world, because that births piety and hierarchy. And while it's birthing, I sense what this card is saying is treat it like a baby. Hold the light, because until you can work with that light, you've got to understand what it feels like. You've got to understand where it's coming in, how it affects the body, what it's changing in the body. Really understand it and hold it. Okay. Look at her eyes. That is a loving boundary. That is a loving boundary. I've never pulled this card before. To rip off my avatar. We had the Phoenix card yesterday, didn't we? Oh my God, look at this. It's just, okay. New light codes coming in, open to receive. I want to read this one. Your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. So commit to what truly ignites your heart and do not be dissuaded by anything or anyone. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects you to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail, you shall arise. No matter what. And that is it. There will be more. Oh. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your beautiful amazing comments. Wow, you guys are doing it. I'm going to leave you with my love for now and say goodbye, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.